Hey guys, it's Jen from beautyriotx and we're doing a hair video today. It's not a particularly, well, I don't think it's fun because I'm doing all the work, but I'm trying out some new professional hair stuff today. So I don't know how interesting you're going to find this, but I'm going to find it very illuminating if it's good and I guess if it's bad. I am a licensed professional. I've been a professional hairstylist for, oh, Jesus God, I've been licensed since 2001 and I'm trying two new things today, and actually a new kind of pink mixture because if you haven't heard the horrible news, my go-to pink, I always mix pinks, like different brands of pinks, all that kind of stuff, but my go-to pink was from a brand called Special Effects, and it was the shade Atomic Pink. It's been around, not forever, but it feels like forever, but it was like my favorite pink in the entire world. No brand has come close to the amazingness that was this pink. The effectiveness, the sheer saturation, and the longevity of this pink. But it doesn't matter anymore because this company is no longer in business. Had I known that, I would have ordered a ton last time I ordered my pink. So we're gonna be doing my roots today and freshening my pink. And I'm gonna be using some new bond protecting and color perfecting treatment as well, which is kind of like an Olaplexy kind of treatment, like a bond repairing protecting treatment, but not Olaplex, which I use Olaplex usually, so I feel like I can compare a little bit. It's definitely not the same, it's not used the same way, so I'm intrigued. I'm using a new bleach lightener for the first time today, so I'm excited about that. A salon professional slash salon that I follow from the UK uses this lightener line, so I'm very intrigued to try it. It's not a new brand or anything like that. It's from a professional L'Oreal line that you can only buy if you're a professional. I mean, nowadays everybody can buy everything, but I mean, it's made for professionals. It's the L'Oreal Blond Studio 9 lightener. I have 30 volume. For on scalp lightener use, you're only supposed to use up to 20, but I was planning on using it with Olaplex, but then I got this and I realized, anyway, if you use Olaplex, it knocks your developer down, but this doesn't knock your developer down. Okay, so first things first, this Joico Defy Damage Pro Series, on protecting and color perfecting treatment. This is a two-part treatment. And the reason I wanted to show you guys this is because I had a really hard time finding reviews on it that weren't brand based. And I did see a few pros using it, but I couldn't really find a real raw review. And I figure I do those, so I thought I would give you guys one. So the way to use this, it's a two-part step. So this comes with a spray, which is so weird to me. So this is the Bond Protecting Color Optimizer Spray. And the way you use this, oh crap. So you shake this well, hold can 6 inches away from dry hair, apply section by section, use like short sprays, short bursts, and then let it sit for a few minutes, comb through, and then apply your lightener or your color. That's what I'm gonna do. I've sectioned my hair. And one other thing that I wanted to tell you guys, especially because you can get basically any products nowadays, professional or not, these kind of products are used and especially helpful when you have damaged hair, which I absolutely do. Oh God. So the one thing that I did realize when I was watching, you probably should have a smaller comb when you use this, but the one thing I noticed that when I was watching the review videos and the how-to videos, because I wanted to be as informed as possible when I was doing this video, most of the people that it was being used on had beautiful hair to begin with. So I'm like, well, that's not gonna help me. This isn't helping me to see if it works or not. So I'm the perfect person to use this on because my hair is not in great condition. Now, oh gosh, this stuff takes your breath away. Whew. Now, the other thing is that everybody loves to think that Olaplex is a hair saver. It's not. If your hair is beyond repair, like beyond saving, if your hair is so damaged, it's breaking off. When it's wet, if your hair feels like jelly at the ends, there's nothing that's going to save it. You need your hair cut. The other thing I was noticing when I was watching these videos was when they were spraying this part on, the actors in the video were like, oh, my hair feels so soft. Ooh. I'm like, it hasn't fucking done anything yet. What are you talking about? I'm probably missing a bit in the back of my hair. Obviously, I can't see everything that I'm doing. I have to say though, I'm glad this, whatever's in this bottle smells like something, because at least I know it's not just hairspray in here. My other concern is that I have to wonder how long, now I got this for personal use, I have to wonder how long an aerosol can of product like this, how many uses like you can get out of it. The other thing I had a hard time finding also was the steps how to do this with the kind of the kind of chemical process that I do. Oh, Jesus God. The directions say, tells you how to do it with like a single process, which would just be me, you know, just bleaching my hair and then that was it. Or just coloring my hair and then that's it. It doesn't really go into too much detail if you're doing a double process, which is kind of what I'm doing. So I had to kind of go on professional hair groups that I'm a part of and get other people's input on the best way to go about it, because I didn't want to go into this completely blind, and I also didn't want to waste product because this was not cheap even for me. So looks like I've completely coated my hair in like some kind of oil. Whew. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to tell you what the box says for these products. It's an intensive treatment to help strengthen bonds and hydrate for damage-resistant, healthy-looking hair in just one use. So this says an ultra-dry bond protector that instantly helps shield hair from chemical services, improves color deposit, and provides greater, more even lift when lightening, which is what I'm doing now. Step 2 is the final step. An intensive treatment to help strengthen bonds, hydrate, damage-resistant, healthy-looking hair in just one use. So this will be the final thing I use. And now I'm going to mix up bleach and we'll get this started. So BRB. I feel very Aeon Flux right now. All right, I've measured out my lightener and developer. I have 30 grams of lightener here and about 90 milliliters of developer. I've pre-measured them using a scale because sometimes I know what I'm doing. Oftentimes I don't. Sometimes I do. For a while I was using e.l.f. Blond bleach, but I was like, ugh, you know what, I've been using this forever and it is an incredibly old tub of powder. So I'm like, you know what, Blond Centric's company was having like free shipping and they never have free shipping because of this quarantine going on. So I was like, you know what, I'm taking advantage, I'm ordering shit. And this L'Oreal line was like on sale, and one of my favorite salons and salon owner, stylists, highly recommend this. So I was like, why the hell not? So to try to avoid getting this on my pink, I'm not gonna go in and be like, don't get it on your roots. I get this on my roots, I have to. Normally, ooh, look at your dress. Normally they would tell you if you were doing, you know, bleaching your hair, don't get it on your roots, do your roots last. But the roots is all I'm doing, so I'm getting it all over my actual scalp. So what I normally do, if you've never watched any of my hair videos, is I will do the front for you guys. I'll do one side pretty normal and chat through it. The other side I'll fast forward, and then I'll do this on my own off camera because you guys can't see it anyway, so what's the point? I just did, and this isn't the first time I've done this, but I just trimmed my hair. Probably took off about almost 3 inches, I said like a week ago, because my ends were just beyond repair. Nothing would help them. They felt crispy. And my hair is definitely on the finer kind of side. Not necessarily thin, but definitely fine. So like hair masks and heavy conditioners don't help me. And if they do, you know, they'll feel nice for like a day and then my hair will feel like complete grease. I'm a once a week, maybe twice a week washer. So that's one of my biggest tips for when people would say, how do you get your color to stay so well? Or how do you get it to be so bright? I don't wash my hair. And when I do refreshen the color and do the color, I will leave this pink on to process, even my ends, which are already pink. I'll leave it on for at least 2 hours or so. If I have time to kill, or if I'm not feeling impatient, I'll leave it on for 4 hours if I feel like it. Then when I wash it out, I won't shampoo it until the next time I wash it. Hi.
So funny because I'm sleeping now.
Okay.
Bye, Mom.
Bye. When I did work in a salon years ago, I would have clients, like new clients, come in and be like, oh, I want my hair like yours, and then I'd have to, I guess I would kind of sound like a dick, but I would be like, are you sure? And then I would 20 question them, and at first they kind of thought I was just being rude, but I was trying to get them to understand what having hair like this entailed. I would ask them, like, how long do you want this to last? And how often do you wash your hair? And what kind of shampoo to use? And sometimes they thought I was just trying to upsell them or to buy products, but those kind of things matter. So I mean, sometimes they, still wanted it done, and sometimes they didn't. But I'd also have people come in later because it faded, and I'm like, did you listen to me? Did you wash it? Did you use that Head and Shoulders shampoo that I told you not to use, that you said you had at home, that you normally use? Like, those kind of things matter. So yeah. Luckily, most people did listen to my advice because I'm the professional and I have experience with this kind of stuff, but once in a while you get the people who think they know better because it's their hair, and sometimes it blew up in their face and they wasted all that money. They washed all that color down the drain. And yeah, it's already starting to lift really well. So, and if you like kind of fashion-y kind of shades like this, and you're interested in whether you're a professional or just somebody who likes and finds this stuff kind of interesting, you have to go follow, and I'll list her Instagram on the screen and below in the description box, but you have to follow Sophia Hilton, not related to Paris. You have to go follow Sophia Hilton and her salon, Not Another Salon, from the UK. Don't ask questions. I'm not going to explain a thing. Just go over and look on her Instagram and her salon's page. I mean, it'll blow your mind what her and her stylist do. All right, this side I'm just going to fast forward through because it's just gratifying seeing all of it happen. Now, when I'm done applying it to the back, normally if I was starting like a client, I would have done the back first because that's the part I would wash first. Because I'm doing it on myself, I don't really have that luxury, so I always do my front first. And my wonderful husband, for Christmas this past year, got me a actual salon sink in the basement for me to do my own hair. It does make life a little easier, so I don't have to punch over the kitchen sink to do my own hair. This is done. I'm gonna do the back, and I will come back and show you guys how it lifted. So come on back and anyway, I'll be right back. All right, I just finished the back of my head, and the front is basically done, but I'm gonna give it another 5 minutes because I can still see a tiny bit of warmth in the front. Basic rule of thumb, when you think it's blonde enough, give it a few more minutes. I still have this to process, so I'm gonna give this another 15 minutes in the back. All right, give me a few minutes, and through the magic of cameras and videos, I'll be back in a moment. So I'm done my roots. They came out really good. A nice level 10. The inside of a banana peel is what we're going for here. Still slightly yellow, but that's okay because we're putting pink over it, so it's okay if it's got a hint of yellow to it. I am down to my last bit of Atomic Pink. This is my last bottle. This is the last bit of color I have left. You were seeing me use and finish into my empty as it goes, and a piece of my heart with it. So I've made a little chart here with all the colors I have. My husband's mowing the lawn. So I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do about it. Here is my atomic pink shade. And here are all the other pink shades that I've gotten the closest. And this is what's left of my like root shade from last time, because I don't like throwing hair color away. And since you don't mix these with peroxide, they're just direct dye, it's fine to save leftover color because I'm the only one using it, so it's not contaminated or anything. And if it is, so what, it's mine. So what I like to do is I like to do a slightly deeper root color, like a raspberry kind of color, and then a lighter and slightly orange peach end shade because my ends are slightly cool and I like to cancel that out. So basically what I'm doing is mixing all of the shades on this paper together with the last of my atomic pink. Don't get excited, I'm sure he's gonna turn it right back on. So this is also a brand that Sophia Hilton and her salon use for their fashion shades and all their fun, funky hair colors. And I've used a few of the colors in the past, but none of their darker ones, so I'm gonna try now. This color looks really weird because it almost looks like a gel. I've used a green shade from this line and it was like crazy dark. So I'm interested to see how this one kind of works out. This one almost seems like an actual gel. And I think I'm actually gonna throw in some Bourdeaux from Paul Mitchell. This is a great, if you're a pro, I mean, like I said, I'm pretty sure everybody can get their hands on professional stuff now, but this is a really good line of direct dye, semi-permanent, whatever. And it's a wine kind of red shade, but I use this to kind of deepen up my colors, especially my root shades. But the pink shade from this line is very close to my atomic pink. And let's put some gloves on, and I'm gonna do what I did basically before. I'm gonna do the front for you, and then do the back with the camera off, and then I'll come back and I will mix up the end shade with you. The L'Oreal did a really nice job of lifting, and it was really fast, and obviously I'm gonna contribute that partially to the fact that it was 30 volume. But I actually might try and see what happens if I use Olaplex in conjunction with this, because they're two different things. So I might give it a shot. Yeah, so before when I used to have my green, it still has left a kind of tint, not of green, but just a cool tone in kind of from here down in my hair. So it's one of the reasons that I tend to use peachier tones or orange tones in the bottom of my hair. It cancels out that coolness. Same thing on the other side and the rest of my hair. I'm gonna do it off camera. Yes, I make Lucky Charms. But I do love Claire. Alright, so if you've never heard this trick before, if you're a frequenter of coloring your hair at home, a nice trick is that color removes color. If you're someone who always has an issue getting color off. Now direct dye is kind of a whole nother issue, but it does help. So before I go in with my actual color remover, I usually take more of whatever color I'm using and I rub it around my hairline to kind of help loosen the pigment that's begun to stain, and it just kind of helps remove it from my skin. Now obviously you don't want to leave it there too long or it will not remove it, it will stain it all over again. I combed the dark shade through my ends, well not through my ends, but I combed it through using my Wow comb. This is like one of my favorite tools ever. I'll list the link for this below if you're interested. I'm pretty sure anybody can buy it, but I'm also pretty sure it was made for professionals. But anyway, this is amazing. I use it all the time on myself and like if I'm ever working, so. All right, so now we're gonna come up with my end color. And just for shits, I actually just kind of sectioned off a chunk of my ends right here and threw this Adore pink blush shade on its own because I was really interested to see what it did by itself, because the formula of this, it's kind of hard for you guys to tell. I don't know if you can actually tell, but it's literally a translucent gel. And I know a lot of these shades are similar to this, but I've never seen one so gel-like and almost translucent. So I wanted to see kind of what color it was on its own and how well it performed on its own. So there's a good chance my other shades will kind of bleed on it, but I still want to see what color it comes up on its own. So I have a few shades to try. I have Manic Panic Electric Watermelon, which is a really pretty kind of melon shade. I have Pulp Riot Candy, and I have Pulp Riot, I think it's called Nuclear, but it's like an orange shade. And I also have Candy Floss by Crazy Color. I think I'm gonna make this the base of it, although this is really pretty, like as I'm looking at it, and it seems to be blending really nicely with the dark root shade. So although, you know, Candy's also really, really pretty, and it has that orange that I like too. So let me do a little mixture of that first. All right, so yeah, I think I'm just gonna use this as my end color because I literally have nothing to do, nowhere to go. I have nothing to do today but a Zoom date tonight with my girlfriends. So I am going to leave this on for probably a good 3 hours, most likely. So here is what I do if you've never watched any of my hair videos. So the Wow comb that I just showed you, the reason it's so good and the reason it's weird looking is because that roller right here rolls as you roll it down your hair. So it prevents the color from collecting and getting distributed all the way down your hair. So right now I can go like this and it just seamlessly blends, but the dark shade isn't gonna end up on the end where the light shade is. If that makes sense. I'm sure I'm not explaining it correctly, but obviously you don't need that comb, but it's just kind of made life a little bit easier for me. So like I said, I kind of start just by using my finger to go like this, and then when I'm done putting all the color on, then I'll go in with the comb. And I don't even need to like wash it off in between. Because of that roller in the middle, it doesn't collect any of the dark shade to mess up any of the light shade. So it just makes life 10 times easier when you're doing colors like this. Now because of everything that's going on my hair too, I actually used that Adore shade, the one I put down here, to kind of do a test chunk. I also did a test strand on a mannequin that I have sitting behind me. The test strand is much smaller on the mannequin though, because getting this mannequin to lift was a pain in the ass, so I didn't actually get to do much on the mannequin. Ugh, and P.S. Who else has kids at home in school who is so sick of this freaking online learning shit already? If I get any more teachers letting me know that, oh, your kid didn't turn in this assignment. Yes, they did. I don't know why it's not going through. I'm just gonna be like, you know what? Just keep them another year. I don't care anymore. Did any of you guys watch Brad Mondo? I love him. I think he's just the cutest thing ever. I want to be best friends. Brad, if you're watching, I'm taking applications. And just so you know, no one else has applied, so your odds are pretty good. The trim I gave myself, I have no idea what the back looks like. I'm sure it doesn't look great. I also don't really care though. I can't see the back, so it's irrelevant. Ugh, there is nothing better looking than like a seamless blend. We'll see how seamless it looks when I wash it out, because that's always the fun part, seeing how you've messed up when you're done. All right, I'm gonna turn the camera off, finish the rest, and then we'll come back to do the second step, which is the other part of the Joico Defy Damage series, Pro, whatever. All right, BRB. All right, I've rinsed my hair. I didn't shampoo it, I just rinsed it really well, pretty much until like the water ran clear. I used like lukewarm to almost cool water. And this final step is step 2, the Bond Strengthening Color Treatment, and basically it just says apply to clean, damp hair, leave 5 minutes, rinse. I'm gonna do. So I just kind of separated my hair. It didn't say exactly how to apply it, so I'm just gonna kind of apply it in sections just to make sure that I get everything. And then I'll comb it through a little bit when we're done applying it. And it's super duper thick. Like I thought it was gonna feel like a regular kind of soupy feeling conditioner, but it's really like thick. And I have to say, my most damaged pieces are like these pieces right above my ears. And also like right back here, my hair breaks a lot as well. So far the color looks really good. I really like the end shade, but I guess we'll see when it's dry how it really looks. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wait the 5 minutes, rinse it, and blow dry one side of it, like without brushing, flat ironing, anything, to show you guys how it looks just with blow drying it and not styling it. And then I'll actually style it and everything, come back for like the final showing of it. So I'll be back in a few minutes. Still has some ways to dry, but I'm gonna use my Revlon Smooth and Volume brush thing to finish off camera because I don't want my battery to die. I have some thoughts about the two-step bond strengthening thing. Like the last step was just like a conditioner, and I feel like it made my hair kind of limp, and I don't really like that feeling. I feel like it's gonna feel greasy in like a day or two, and it'll make me have to wash it sooner. So I might actually try next time to use less because maybe I just overused it. It was really thick, so that's my overall thought. And we will actually see after I use my Revlon brush, because that usually gives me a really good amount of volume. It might not this time, but that was most likely user error because I did use a lot. All right, so I put on a little bit of makeup just so I didn't look dead. I finished styling my hair. I only put in this Redken Extreme Anti-Snap that is like something I've been using for years. It's not necessarily a styler, it's just kind of a protectant, kind of protein leave-in kind of treatment. It doesn't really do too much in way of adding moisture or anything like that. It's just like a protein kind of thing, so it adds a bit of strength. But I used my Revlon this thing to style it, and it did give me a little bit of body and did what it normally does, but it didn't give me as much body, and I'm pretty sure it's because of that final step 2 Joico treatment. I probably used too much, as we all saw. I'll update you guys and let you know how it works if you use less. But overall, I think the treatment actually did work nice. I do see a difference in my hair and in like the shine and the feel of it. I noticed a difference before I put the treatment on. Like I noticed a difference with the step 1 after I rinsed bleach out. I'll continue to use it for sure, and I'll update you guys. The bleach worked great. I'm really happy with it. I love the color, all those shades that we mixed. Can't see that gel shade that I put down here. Where did I put it? Lou, where's that head? So that Adore shade that I tried on its own, that I did like that chunk down here. You can't tell here from here. I didn't expect to. But I did do a strand test on my mannequin head. It was a small strand test, unfortunately. But considering the blonde that I did a strand test using the bleach too. But mannequin heads don't lift as blonde as our hair does because it's so chemically treated. I want to say it got to like a level 7-ish, but I mean, this was just that Adore gel color that I was very interested in, that pink blush shade, and it deposited really well. So, yeah, I guess stay tuned and I'll let you know if anything changes. The Joico is like a temporary treatment. It's like a temporary strengthening bond treatment. So far, I mean, I think it looks nice. I have to mess around with the second step again, like I said, but yeah, I'm pretty happy so far. I think my hair looks nice, and hopefully it won't feel too greasy in a day or two, but I'm pretty happy with the color. So that was it. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know any good hair care products you've been using lately, and until next time, I'll see you guys later. Bye.